Saving the best for last certainly is one of the images in our gospel according to John today. That is, Jesus changes water into wine, and at this particular wedding feast, a feast that oftentimes is associated with heaven, that at this feast, which is very uncustomary, the best was saved for last. And isn't that what God has done for us? Given us Jesus, given us a Savior, given us someone who can change water into wine. That when we think about Moses and all the prophets that have gone before Jesus, that God indeed has saved the best for last. For Jesus is the one who saves us. This past week on Wednesday, does anyone remember what happened on Wednesday this past week? I know it seems like a long time ago. In the evening, there was a big drawing for what? The Powerball, right? So how many of you stood in line to buy a ticket? I did vicariously. I sent Dave Slaskin for the church. We bought some tickets to the gas station to buy some Powerball tickets. But obviously, there was a huge amount of excitement about buying a ticket and hopefully winning the grand prize. And we know this time, as that Powerball jackpot grows, that indeed some people were winners. And in fact, there were many smaller winners. We didn't win anything, by the way, but you know, it's interesting how people really believe that winning that money would change their life for the better. That's why there were so many hundreds and thousands of people willing to take a chance, even though the chance, as we heard in many of the news reports, were so minuscule. The odds of any of us winning are so great, but still, we take a chance because we think that winning will change our lives. And we oppose that in some ways with Jesus, who God has given to us. And I would like us to imagine a world where people believed, as the disciples began to believe as they witnessed this first miracle of Jesus, that Jesus is the one who can change our lives. Jesus is the one who can make our lives better. Jesus is the one who offers us life and salvation. And our winning ticket, as it were, is baptism. It is the moment where we begin our journey with God for life and salvation. There were many news articles about what to do if you were the winner. Keep it silent, get some people on, hire some people to help you. One of the articles I listened to on the radio was a psychologist, psychiatrist type person who said that typically what happens if you're happy and fulfilled before you're a winner, guess what? You'll be happy and fulfilled after you win. And if you're not, then what happens? No money in the world will make your attitude, your life, any better. In fact, oftentimes, research shows it makes it worse. And perhaps it makes it worse because money, even though we know it's important for us to live, and it does take off a great amount of pressure when we have adequate housing and shelter and we can buy food and clothes for our family and our kids. We know that is very important. It's tough being poor. I certainly understand that, but still, money does not bring us happiness or life or salvation. But who does? Jesus, who God sent us as a great, delicious, tasting wine, saving the best for last. How many of you have ever been to a wine store or the wine section of the grocery store? I know I love red wine. So if you go to your favorite wine store and you look at all that selection, right? What we're looking for is quality for a good price, right? We're not looking for quantity, but we're looking for quality. And sometimes it's hard to know. I know a little bit about wine. I know the wines that I like, the grape varietals. I don't know much about sometimes the year that grape might produce the best tasting wine. When I'm in doubt, this is why there's marketers in the world. I pick the label that most excites me. Sometimes, you just pray that it's a good quality wine for the price. And in the gospel today, even though there's both, they fill those water jars to the brim, but the quality is what was noted as the head waiter approached the bridegroom. Why did you save the best for last? Why did you save the best for last? Usually, you want to serve the best wine first, while people can most appreciate it. But we know that God indeed saved the best for last. So if we had to think about ourselves as a good glass of wine in quality, what would be some Christian qualities if someone were to experience you that you could bring to life? Imagine a world if everyone believed that this was the place that they could get their winning ticket in word that is proclaimed and in the Eucharist that is sacrificed for us today. Imagine how full our churches would be if we just believed in Jesus, who is the best wine that God saved for last. Each and every one of us needs to be that kind of person that others come to bring them life and love and mercy and compassion. We are the ones that people experience Jesus through. And it is a tall challenge. If we were like those bottle of wines, imagine this. So we're all lined up here in shelves. And would someone pick us because of the quality that we had in God's life and salvation? Would our label be something that would entice people to think, that's an excellent choice in a good tasting wine? It is a challenge for us to consider each and every day as we know that Jesus was sent by God to be our life and salvation, saving the best for last.